All right, guys, you're about to take a journey into the Movie Lingo vault and see how it all started. Now, I have to warn you guys, the quality may not be there, but the passion to critique definitely is. I hope you guys enjoyed these reviews as much as we enjoyed making them for you. Let's go ahead and get into the review. Thank you for joining us for another Movie Lingo discussion. I'm Eddie Lingo.
I'm Cody.
I'm David.
I'm Iris.
I'm Ron.
And today we're going to have the full Movie Lingo discussion on Star Wars: The Force Awakens. When we just did our 10-minute quick review, you guys heard how much we liked it, how much we thought you should definitely go see it. So now we're going to dive in. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, turn it off, because we're about to really dive in with things that we liked, didn't like, theories and whatnot. And I'm just going to get right to it. So, Ron, you joined us for the first time. Welcome.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Welcome,
And
Ron.
David's back. We didn't get a chance to get your opinion on the movie, so why don't you briefly, without opening up too many floodgates?
It ignited that passion as a kid for Star Wars.
Gotcha.
It was quiet for so long. It was nostalgic and new at the same time.
Very true.
But in my head, I was thinking 11. The time of this, Disney being involved, I was thinking 11 out of 10. And when I got to the theater, it started off like a 9, and I finished out, if I could say out of 10, it'd be 8 out of 10.
Wow, that's exactly what I gave it. They told me my opinion didn't matter.
And I saw it last night, and I was like, when you guys said 10, I was like, I feel 8. And you're like, 8. I'm like, that's exactly what I thought, which isn't bad.
It's not bad.
It was a great roller
funny.
coaster
It's
ride.
not bad.
It was a
I
great roller
was.
coaster
I give
ride.
it 8 as well.
You gave it 8?
I know
Yeah.
we're jumping, we're blowing our wad really early.
No,
but
I mean,
yeah,
you said
that.
Yeah,
I mean, we already rated it. So, tell me how you felt about it before we
I
started
agree a lot
chopping it up.
with what Ron said.
Yeah.
I think it was a perfect blend of. It made me excited for Star Wars again, which hasn't been in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a prequel hater. I enjoyed the prequels, but I always left the prequels going.
There could have been.
It was
something.
better than the last one. You know what I mean? Like we're trying really hard to say what's good versus say what's bad.
Right.
And I was satisfied. It was fun. I found myself smiling. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I felt kind of like a little kid again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's hard to make a movie feel you like a little kid.
It did.
Feel
I
like
felt
a
like it
little
was
kid.
Saturday morning. I had pajamas on, eating cereal, and
You actually did have pajamas
But,
on,
yeah.
eating cereal in the theater.
there you go.
Being
I could have.
escorted out.
I could have. But you know, there
So
are
you can't
reasons
have cereal
why.
in the theater.
Please bring it out.
I mean, there are reasons why I think it's not a 10. But I guess we'll get into that.
Yeah,
later.
we're about to get
Yeah,
into
no,
it.
that's that.
So first topic I want to talk about then, and I want everybody to speak freely, of course, but try not to get too passionate. I know how Star Wars can be for people. I know some people probably already cut it off because 2 other people said 8, so whatever.
It's pretty
How could
good.
you do this? Like, did he
It's pretty
say
good.
8? And then it's like, pause, delete, whatever.
They deleted the video.
Yeah. And you gotta log back in like, where the hell
Like,
is
where's
this?
my video? I gotta upload it
Goddamn
again.
bastards.
They reported it as spam.
Right? Yeah,
is
like this
shit.
is spam. He gave it an 8. So let's talk about Kylo Ren.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, yes.
I want to start with you, Iris.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me your,
was so
your
ready
thoughts?
the other
Yeah, because
day,
she wanted
so-
to go there. So go ahead and let me
Let
know
it out.
Your thoughts
Let
and
it
your
in.
opinion about Kylo Ren.
Okay. The whole point of who Kylo Ren ends up being, that it ends up being Han Solo and Princess Leia's son, I like that.
What?
I like that whole twist.
He said, what?
There's a
Yes,
twist with you. You're like, what?
I like that. Like
You spoiled
finally.
it for him.
He's their son?
You know what? Don't
Yeah.
throw shit at you.
What?
just
I thought that
spawned.
was Luke.
What's it called? I like that whole twist of good boy gone bad type, and then there's parts where you could see he's fighting with his dark and his light side at some points. The only thing I don't like is who the fuck they chose to play Kylo Ren.
All right, here we go.
What were y'all thinking with Adam Ryder? Even because all the movies I've ever really paid attention and seen him in have all been comedy movies. His face looks comical. Like, you know what it reminded me
Mr.
of?
Potato
I don't know
Head.
if you guys ever seen that movie Insomnia with Al Pacino
Yeah.
and Robin Williams.
Yeah,
And
I
Robin
did see
Williams
that.
ends up being the murderer. It's odd. It's not.
It's I can see where it's like that movie where, with The Gift, where Jason Bateman actually turns out to be like a dick, and he's a bad guy.
Spoiler alert.
But he's oh yeah.
yeah, it's like
I can see that.
people who are outside of their realm, and that's how it is with me with Adam Ryder. It's like, and then not to mention like that face is like super Jewish. Like there's no denying.
Well,
Says there's a list.
Well,
now
maybe that's
YouTube
what-
is just gonna
Maybe
remove this on their own.
There's a hidden element that he's fighting his Jewishness.
And like
You know what? You know what? I looked at it and I honestly said, "Who is this guy?" So I went and I checked it, and the movies he's been in, he's done Broadway, he's done
He's done a lot of stuff.
He's done a lot of stuff. I thought he was just a kid from nowhere.
No, he's done a lot.
No, he's done
Yeah,
a
he's
lot.
like 35. He's
Some
not
of the
even that
movies
much
that
of a
he's
kid
done,
anymore.
he's had to show emotion. So I'm thinking they're setting you up almost like Anakin, where you're going to see in the next series of movies him making that change. And he also was a Marine. So
Yeah.
there's something in there. There's a reason they put him in that role, and for us to sit there and think of him like an emo teenager, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with him. I think we're gonna see a little bit more because the fact of the matter is that with this movie, he was still struggling with, I don't know if I want to be good, I don't know if I want to be bad. And like Kendall and I were talking about this the other day. The minute that he killed his dad, that was the last bit of light he had, and he
Right.
can now 100% fully embrace the power of the dark side.
Right.
And the other thing that I think I was talking to a couple friends about is it's very similar to like Darth Vader and like Supreme Leader Snoke, with that the mask. It's their intimidation. It's what makes them terrifying. Because
Right.
if you take Darth Vader's helmet off, he's not fucking scary. He looks
Yeah.
old and gross.
Right.
Sounds like a black guy.
Yeah, Supreme Leader. What a coincidence. Supreme Leader Snoke is just we don't know if he's that
Yeah.
big, but he's
Yeah,
a
I think it's a
hologram.
hologram, yeah.
And it's intimidation. He could be Yoda-sized.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that he uses is when he takes off that mask, you're like, oh god. But when he puts that mask on, like, Kylo Ren is fucking intimidating.
Yes,
And
he is.
I liked him. I liked him enough that Kylo Ren, he's slowly becoming like my favorite like new character.
Oh, yeah?
I find myself like searching up like, ooh, what Kylo Ren figures are coming out that I can buy and like stuff like that, because like I really think that I agree with you. I think we're just seeing his introduction, and I think in these next two movies, or if he's in any of the other spin-offs, I think we're gonna definitely see a different, darker. And then when they were like, oh, we need Kylo Ren to finish his training. What else
Yeah,
is he
so
going to be able to? So he can read
exactly.
people's minds. He can
Right.
torture people with the
Using
force.
the Force,
He
yeah.
can stop energy with his hand, just out of nowhere. Like
So now he's gonna get even.
he's going
stronger.
to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Like that, I like that aspect. I just feel like the face doesn't blend. Like what I expected was for a face that fits with Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. Usually in movies they try to find
Gross and old.
No,
But
like
that's
I
the thing
mean,
about
like
it. See, I
I
think
think
you're
he
saying
kind
like
of looks like
you
you
can
could
tell
buy him as Harrison Ford's
as-
son.
I mean, I know they're not gonna find someone that's like, oh, related to them both. That's ridiculous. But I mean,
They actually have a son.
a face that makes sense. Like his nose is huge, and I don't know, like the features, everything. His face just
Well,
is
let me-
not.
Maybe it would have helped had he had.
That
a
would be
beard.
like if he pulls off a mask and it's
Had he
like,
had a beard,
he probably would
we
have
wouldn't
looked
be
a
having
little
this
darker.
discussion.
or
We'd
like,
have been
a
dude,
really
he was the best.
comical, like evil genius mustache.
Well, what do you think
A
about
villain
it, David?
twirl. Regarding what they both said,
Yeah.
I understand what she says. The initial reaction, well, kind of already knew what the actor looked like underneath
Right.
because of the spoilers, because you look up in it. But
Well, I didn't actually research who was
the
playing it. I
first,
wanted to be surprised.
Yeah, he was on Howard.
I didn't
yeah.
watch anything.
Anyway, I knew how he looked
I
like,
didn't see
so.
anything.
But I understand the first reaction is like, huh? It's
Yeah,
weird.
like-
That's how it was for me. I was
But
like,
I think that's the point, that he's just a regular guy.
I mean, he was
And
a
like
kid-
he
he
said,
was a kid.
his
That's-
mask
that's-
is intimidation.
Right.
Darth Vader needed the mask.
To breathe.
Yeah.
You think about it, in the movies, all the other
it's
Siths,
very important
and
that
that-
air.
all the other Siths in the movies,
Mm-hmm.
not the cartoons or anything like that, but they didn't have a mask. Like
Yeah.
Dooku didn't have a mask, the others didn't
Yeah.
have a mask. He has the mask because he knows that he's just
He's goofy looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
and I don't even think he's supposed to be a kid. I know the actor's like 35. So these
Yeah.
movies take place roughly 30 years after
Yeah,
Return.
30 years later.
So he's definitely older than Rey, I believe.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I
She's
would
supposed
say
to be
so.
like early 20s, I'm guessing, like a young
She's
adult.
gonna be my future wife. Just
But
so
like
you're
you
aware.
said,
cute.
like you said with the mask, when they brought the detail, I saw it in IMAX 3D. I mean, when they brought the detail of the mask and you see the dent and the battle on it, and then they took that off and you see his smooth, clean-shaved baby face, curly hair.
I can
was
see how
like,
that would be
He's like a
off-putting.
Bieber, if you think about it.
No,
Yeah.
He was raised.
David-
No. Let's
He's like,
do
you're
where I'm
crossing
going.
a line.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
He
it.
probably was the golden child. He's Han Solo and Princess Leia's
What do you
kid.
mean?
He's privileged. He grew up privileged. And then when he started going dark, he's like, damn, I gotta prove people that I'm
That
more
I'm a-
than just
that I'm-
a pretty face. So you got to get the mask.
Just compare
That's
Justin
the
Bieber to a
tattoos.
Sith.
That's the tattoos.
Justin Bieber might be a Sith one day.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know if Kylo Ren's really a Sith yet.
Well, yeah,
Boy,
no, that's
not yet.
Luke was whiny too. Anakin
Luke
was whiny as shit.
Luke
But I
was
think
really whiny.
I think that's
Yeah.
gonna change some stuff because without getting into another topic, when you had that flashback, that was one of the glimpses in there that was very similar to Anakin going bananas when he
Killing
was
the
fully-
kids,
exactly
the younglings.
Bananas.
exactly,
Killing younglings.
just losing his. And so I feel like you're gonna get to know this character more.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I feel that that's gonna happen. But I have to lean more with Iris only because it's my own fault. When I watch stuff, I get attached to people in those roles, and I watch the HBO series Girls. You ever watch it?
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to see he plays Adam on there. He's the main character's
Robin Williams should have been kind of
awkward boyfriend.
Oh, dark
Going
side.
too
He has all these weird little fetishes and how he likes to like masturbate while eating the girl's ass and then come on their
What?
on their backs and
What?
say weird shit to him, and he's that guy who's
telling
like
you.
That part just got it censored, but
he's like
I can see why
super
you see that.
super hipster,
Yes, I'm
weird,
telling you, that's why it's
emotional
like-
actor, like hip. He was just that character for like the last 3 years for me. And so then when I see the mask, I'm like,
Damn.
it's Adam. And I'm like, it's not
like, what you
Kylo
gotta do
Ren. It's like
next?
Adam, and I'm waiting for him when he starts showing emotion. He does that in the show, even when he's like excited, horny, or even angry. It's that same exact emotion. And I'm waiting for now Kylo Ren to be like using the
his whole
force and
face
jack him
on
off. So it took me out of it. It took me out of it. So
is strong
and
with
that
this
was, but that's not but as an actor and everything he's done, he is good and he can deliver emotion. So I see why with your guys there where it's headed and why they chose him. But at first that took me out of it.
So do you think maybe with a second film of Kylo Ren,
I'll be ready.
you'd be ready for it?
I'll be ready now. But at first,
You'll be Kylo Ren.
because I was all into the, when I get in this, like, I'm actually in the film. I'm
Yeah.
just like in a trance. And anything that makes me feel like I am watching a movie now lowers the rating for me.
Hopefully.
Can I ask everyone here a question?
Yeah.
Go for
Did
it.
anyone else here cry watching this movie?
Cry.
Cry.
No.
Remember, he
I think
it
you
brought him to
did.
tears.
I legitimately
Yeah,
cried.
I think
I
you
didn't
cried.
cry.
I
But
didn't cry.
I don't really cry in movies.
Yeah.
Not no movies?
Lion King
Oh,
was
you
the
mean
last
like
one.
when
That
Han
was it.
Solo
I
died?
it was when Han Solo died. It was like the whole nostalgia factor. Like it's been years
Oh, it
since
hit
we
me.
got a Star Wars movie. Like, and
Yeah,
I,
no,
I've-
nigga, you
and
by
not
yourself
only
on
Don't
that.
start talking about the Han Solo death yet. That's
I didn't.
Okay.
Not
You
only
started
that,
it.
Cry. I went, oh shit! I did do one of these. I was like,
the
I did
whole
a-
theater. I was like, no, ¿por qué?
I oh, you were talking
Like a
about
telenovela.
you guys are still talking about it.
He started it though.
Stop.
Okay. Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
That's not. We're not going there yet. Stop.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I'm still stuck on Adam Ryder. I'm sorry. The face
Alright.
just pisses me off. That's like
Iris.
if you pulled off a mask and there was a Puerto Rican under
Adam
there.
Ryder.
Whatever.
What
the
you call
fuck.
him, right?
Adam Ryder.
Well then.
Yeah, she said
Whatever.
Ryder every time.
That's how much
It's
I
been
just
like
did
4
not like that
times
face.
too that she said that.
Ryder with a Y.
All right. So the next thing I want to talk
Max
about
Ryder.
then
Driver.
is
Sorry. Fuck up your last name.
Yeah, but can you imagine if they change?
Ryder,
Let's say
driver,
he gets
similar.
the same scar that Anakin has, or he looks
Yeah.
like Deadpool, or some terrible. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
because it would always be on the mask.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even if the mask is off, there goes your intimidation
there's
on
the
top
intimidation.
of the powers that he grows.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still got
yeah,
more to
it's
go.
true.
So
Can you
he
imagine
could,
if
by
they
the end of this, he
unmasked
could be a lot
Chris
darker.
Pratt, like as Kylo Ren.
He's in everything.
He's a mask under the mask. Welcome to the galaxy.
All right. So the next topic I wanted to talk about
Is
was
George Lucas
the,
under the mask? Hey guys, I'm back.
the
Stanley walks by.
when he takes off the mask. Let's talk about that because I feel like the only time it should have come off was when he was on the platform with his father. I would have been more comfortable with that big reveal. Like he's having this personal moment with his father. The mask comes off. You see who he is. He's talking to his father, even though you already know he's gonna kill him. But it's like I feel like it's the only time that it should have come off, and we should have kept that reveal of who he was until then instead of that moment with
I
Rey.
feel like we would have just had Darth Vader again then, though. Like,
I mean, this whole movie was a whole lot of
yeah,
everything
but
again. So
it was a whole lot of A New Hope, but also like they were trying to make because like if they made Kylo Ren keep his mask on until he was having a personal conversation with a family member, that is literally Darth
same,
Vader's
yeah.
conversation.
we're gonna
with
say
Luke.
like 10 more things that are literally
Yeah.
So why not?
But I felt like we said before, the development of this character, you had to see the tantrums.
I know they
you
wanted to
had
see that emotion
and
when you had fear.
Yeah, you had to see how stormtroopers were walking. It's like, oh, he's on another fucking tangent. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And they turned around. They
That
just
was so
bolted.
awesome.
Yeah,
That one dude
that
was
part
like,
was
I got some more
hilarious.
bad news
But
for
he
you.
could have done all that with the mask on. The moment with Rey, I get they wanted to show that emotion, that fear, because he felt something back, and the Force started awakening her. But I just didn't want the mask to come
the
off.
title. Is the
Oh
Force
my
Awakened
God.
in Rey?
That's a good question because that would be interesting. Him showing him at the end, but
I'm glad you made that
Yeah, but
connection,
no, but
Cody.
think
He's
about
joking.
it. Look, if he takes the mask off at the end, you don't get to see his face throughout these periods. We were saying he's an emo teenager. He's
Well,
he's not what
I
you're
would have been
looking for.
happier if it
Would
just saved
you? Would
it.
you? Okay, so let me ask you a question. With what you've said about how you've been thrown off, you would have been happier watching the entire movie, not seeing his face, and then the final big reveal, you see what his face looks like. Wouldn't that would upset me more?
In that
At least
moment,
I had a movie's
I
worth
would
of
have
time
been
to
more
get used to it.
Yeah.
tied up into that moment. You're right, because I had a chance to kind of process it by the time I saw it again. But in that moment, it would have felt it, because when he took it off for Rey, it didn't feel right. It felt forced. I'm like, why is it even coming off? So
Yeah,
for me,
Unless they know each other.
yeah. Well, she did say something like, "Why you wearing your mask?
Why you
You're
always
big and strong
lying?"
with your mask?" And that's why he took it off.
yeah, but I feel like that he
I
could
think
have
it
ignored
must
that.
have been for that
I liked
scene
when
to
she
show
called
that
him
they
a-
were
to see the
struggling.
emotion. Yeah, I know that's why they did it, but I felt like he could have kept it on, whatever, and found a way. I mean, it's dialogue to always get around stuff. And then when he gets to that point, it would have been more fitting, and it wouldn't have bothered me as much. And
Why
then
are
he
you
could
wearing
take
your
it
mask? Fuck off.
off. Great dialogue.
But I mean,
Maybe
let's think
because-
about how many times he took off his mask.
Yeah,
He took it off
3 times.
Okay, but 2 of the 3 are possible or straight up family members. So maybe
Where's the third time?
I don't
At,
remember.
at the end,
I don't think he put it back on.
oh, he
after
never put it back
killing
Yeah,
on.
he
Okay,
never
so
put
he
it
took it
back
off
on.
twice.
So it's
Yeah, he
two.
took it off for Daisy, for Ray.
Oh.
Then there's a couple of
Daisy.
scenes without him. The next scene he doesn't have it with Snoke. Have you noticed? Once he took it off,
Yeah,
he did
he
more
walked
scenes
out.
without
Yeah, he
it.
did more scenes without it.
And then he put it back on to walk around the Death Star. I mean the Star Killer
Yeah,
base.
same
a little
thing.
But then when they were
Yeah,
outside
same
in
thing.
the, so he did take it off third time. He just didn't
Yeah, you're
show
right.
it.
You did take it off
Yeah.
3 times.
So I just feel like you said before, you rather that one thing, it means something, that family thing. It was just 2.
Wait, was
just two
his
films.
mask off during the fight with Finn and
Yeah,
it
he never
was.
put it back on.
He never, but when he was walking through the snow trying to find them,
He
it was
had
on.
it on.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
When he first started walking.
When he
through the
first
snow.
started chasing after them, it was definitely on. That's the scene from the trailer when he
That
walked.
shot's not in the movie. That him turning it on is not in the movie.
When he,
The
the
reveal's
one that I put
opposite.
at the end of our 10-minute.
Yeah, you know the famous shot from the first trailer.
with the first. And
That's
then
not in the
two, and
movie.
then
If you watch it again,
So what we
it
do is
follows
we'll
Finn
put
and
that in
Ray.
there so we can
It is
all know
actually
each
at the
other.
end. If you guys watch our 10-minute review, I
Yeah.
put that shot. At
If
the
you watch
end.
it again at the theater tonight, Finn and Ray are walking and they stop,
I'm not going back to fucking work tonight.
and then the camera pulls back and he's already like that.
Oh, but
They
he
didn't show
did
it.
have it on going through the snow.
I could have swore he had it going after.
They don't show him go through the snow.
Well,
Wait, that whole
In the
th-
trailer they
don't
do,
remember.
but they didn't use that
I
shot
could
in
have
the
sworn he
trailer.
had no mask on the whole
He
that whole
doesn't.
scene.
I don't know if he
possible.
put it on in the meantime, but
We'll
when
get
he's-
back to you on that,
When
guys.
he's waiting for them, he doesn't have it on already.
you know, I'm sure I'm gonna see it again. I mean, I already watched
Oh,
it
yeah.
twice, but the second time I was drunk, so it doesn't matter. So
I want to go see it in IMAX.
Oh, IMAX 3D. Oh man.
yeah,
And they give you a little collector's
you
edition.
like
thing.
use the force
What?
to masturbate. Oh,
They
sorry.
do. I don't have it with me, but they give you a collector's edition. It says week 1 out of 4.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
and then it's up to 500. So I'm like week 2,
So I missed-
448
I missed
out
that.
of 500.
And they
Out
give you
of five-
I have special glasses.
Out of
Yeah, but I don't
500,
get
Kylo Ren.
I
out
don't
of
get
500, I totally missed that. Then there's definitely been more than 500 people going to see Star Wars in IMAX.
Just go to I went to Sawgrass and it was still there. So they're gonna have one for another 2 weeks, and each one is a laminated hard.
Well,
What is
copy.
it? Like, is
what
it
are we
like
doing
a,
after
is it a
this?
statue or like?
No, it's like a laminated card. That's all it is. It's
Oh.
one side.
Oh, I thought you when you said they gave you this like I was thinking
No,
like
you
a
thought
figure of
something like this.
Kylo Ren like with his lightsaber out.
No, you don't.
I was
get
like, hey
one
guys,
of
I
those.
gotta leave Movie Lingo.
Nah, it's
See you
some
later.
crap, some
No,
mass
ask,
produced
can
thing.
I just pay for that? Do I
Yeah,
have to
right.
see the movie? Can I just buy it from you?
I'm quite sure if you know.
Eddie, I have a
Yeah.
question for you.
Yes, ask away,
Like
please.
it.
You said you were so distracted when he took off that mask and it was Adam Ryder.
Right.
If they
Ryder.
waited to the last scene to do it, wouldn't
You will
that scene
forever
not be?
be
That's what he
Adam
just.
Ryder.
That's
no,
what
I
he
know.
just asked
I
me.
agree with that.
That's what
I
you
mean,
just asked me,
yeah.
but I
He wasn't
felt
paying
like
attention.
it wasn't because that moment was more powerful. It wouldn't have distracted me as much because I was really caught up in what was happening. You know, I felt like the earlier moment, I didn't feel it was necessary for him to take it off, despite what she said. I just felt like it was kind of like, well, this is an unnecessary reveal. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I kind of think it was a bitch move. Like, she's teasing me, so I'm gonna take it off. Fuck that.
Yeah,
huh?
it was
She
kinda-
just really like. She should be in the next movie. She should be the one that's going against him in the opening.
She should be training Kylo
I don't
Ren.
like you.
Dude, we're gonna get some sick ass like Luke and Rey training in the second movie. I can tell.
Oh,
Very
so.
excited
It'll be
about that.
epic.
Very excited
and
about
not
that.
and not
Excited about
and
that.
it's not. I hope it's not like no. I want something a little bit more fulfilling than you handstands and lifting boxes
And
Oh,
rocks.
yeah, right.
and rocks. I want to see
and focus.
and focus. I
It's
want
core
to see.
training. That's
Oh,
just,
and
It's gonna be
and-
like
Rumor is
Rocky.
like-
It's gonna be like.
I hope. Yeah,
You
I
wanna see
hope
some
we.
P90X?
I hope we see because when we
hopefully he
saw
doesn't
Luke
ask her to
when we saw
to
Luke
carry him
training
on
with
his back.
Yoga,
Like
Play that
Yoga.
we
off.
see the
Play that
beginning
off
of the
so
training.
smooth.
Yeah, he didn't really get much training.
I hope we see for the second movie. We see she's past that step. She's into more advanced training.
I want to see her doing flips with Luke on her back.
No, that's what I was just saying. I was like, yeah, we'll have.
She's growing the beard out for
Yoga.
episode
Luke is
8.
like
She's gonna be
awkwardly
weird.
holding on to her back like Yoda was.
It'll be like Kill Bill. He'll just sit there and just.
Aha! Yeah, and then she'll poison his noodles or whatever. His
There you
fish.
go.
His fish.
So now we can finally talk about the death of Han Solo.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yep, Indiana Jones
If you
has
didn't know,
died.
he's gone.
All right, so I'm sure, and everybody saw, of course, when they were on the platform, be like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
The minute he stepped onto that
Right.
platform.
Yeah, you already
Yeah.
knew it was
I
over.
didn't. I swear I did.
You did
I
really?
swear I
It
did.
was over.
The minute he
You
stepped
gotta
onto
realize,
that bridge.
I'm completely casual. I've seen the Star Wars movies in the order in which they're episodes.
Okay.
I had no idea what was gonna happen at all. I was sitting there like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
The minute
We can have
that
a
he
talk.
walked onto that bridge, I was like, I
Started
went,
getting emotional.
I was like,
I mean,
I was literally whispering in the theater. I was like, you can't do this, you can't do this.
It's-
You
No,
can't do this.
remember
It's
he
easy
he
to
had
say.
just said I can talk my way out of anything. I'm
Yeah,
like, all right,
it's
we
easy
good.
to say now,
He
but
got a little bit
I
of light
sensed
in
it.
him. He unfortunately has a little bit of light in him now, but
It's the lightsaber.
he was close.
if you look back at any of the old interviews from the original Star Wars and everything, Harrison Ford always wanted to die.
Exactly.
He didn't want to come back for Return of the Jedi.
And that's probably
So-
what he worked into the contract.
Probably.
Hey Disney, I'll do this.
But this time, like he was saying in the
Got
10
off.
minute, the early quick review we had, it's actually very necessary to sever the ties.
Yeah.
We have, just in case you guys know, we're not torturing any animals, here.
No
animals are
Michael
harmed.
Vick thing
And
going
the
on.
taping
We
of
got
this,
all
it's
animals.
just, that dog is just a little sad over there, okay?
It
so,
is. And
Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. I had to bring my baby with me to
And
work.
it's got food.
And
it's
her
got
dog.
water. Walking around.
I was feeling bad over there. I was like, what's happening over
Yeah.
there?
I heard it
He
too,
doesn't
and I
like
was
being
like,
in the bag.
we're gonna get reported.
They're gonna come.
PETA's gonna
we don't
flag
even-
this
we don't even
video.
own this place, and they're gonna come shut it down.
Sweatshop type thing going on.
But yeah, we had originally talked about in the 10-minute review that this movie needed to do a job of severing ties from the old movies.
Right.
And I think that was literally the biggest sever they could possibly have had was just.
No, very true. Very
Where's
true.
Mark Hamill's mute throughout the whole series?
And he likes it that way. I'm quite sure. And he talks in every other thing he's
That
in.
wouldn't surprise
Whether it's
me.
Flash, got whatever.
Joker,
whatever
yeah.
he's doing.
He hasn't spoken to anybody in years, right? Even that last scene stretches forever, climbing.
She took
that
forever walking up
Highlander.
that
Yeah, like
shit.
Highlander.
I get it. It's stairs. It's the Highlander. Unless he's up
And
there.
then they get up there. What's Luke been doing? He's pissing in the wind for
Yeah.
30 years.
And he's walking around
Add the
like,
sound
hey,
effect
Oh, wait,
before he turns around.
We still have to talk about Han Solo. We're getting off track. Okay? Because I want to bring up the fact that, all right, you didn't see the death coming. Okay, fine, great.
see it.
I saw it coming, but I felt like the death could have been more aggressive or cooler. Like the moment he handed him the lightsaber, it was just kind of weak. Like I don't know. I know he trusted him because that's his son. But I would have wanted. I feel like if this is the final step for you to become that badass, you should have killed him like a badass. I would have rathered him like.
Went out like a champ. I think he just went
You
out
wanted,
so
you wanted
kind of.
him to
I know,
slice
but
and
I think
dice him.
you want too much from Kylo. And
You
then
wanted
that's-
Darth Maul.
He's
want-
not that
he's
yet.
scared.
feel
I
like-
know he's not there yet, but
He wanted permission from his daddy so I could kill you because it was a
he
double.
said I needed to do one more thing.
And Han Solo thinks,
Right?
oh, he
Exactly.
means he's coming back. He knew he could play him and manipulate him, and he
handed
did
it
it.
to him, and then it's just like.
And like he said, the last moment of light, literally they have that. There's that scene where there's no more light, remember? And it goes shoo,
That's it.
and it gets dark,
It gets
and then the
dark.
music goes changes. Dun,
But I don't
yeah.
know. I just feel like it could have been more, just a
very
little bit more
literal.
epic. Like, cause he, I mean, in order to kill my own father, I'm gonna have to like really put forth the effort. It's not gonna just be like hold this and just be like turn it on.
But that just shows the relationship that they probably have that we don't know about, and the fact that when you're watching that setup, I felt when she said, "Oh, he has a little bit of light," and you're watching the struggle, maybe he is actually struggling whether or not he
To
can
do
it.
it?
Or not.
You think?
then when
Yeah,
he does
I think
it,
there was,
you watch
I think there was a
struggle.
struggle
It
on the
didn't
bridge.
seem like a struggle at all. It
Yeah,
seemed like
you
he
could
was.
see the
It seemed like
He was struggling. That's why he was crying. He was crying.
Yeah, but
It was like a shake weight for a
he
little
was
bit.
crying from the moment he saw Ray. Like, you know, he's been crying
No,
all
he was
fucking movie, which is another
really
wild.
crying there. He was really crying.
But it didn't. I mean, he's always emotional like that. He's Adam.
Yeah, I love that.
He's
Scene.
sensitive.
I love that one scene though when Han sees him, and he's Ben. I was
His
like,
name, like his daddy. Just
I was
called.
Like he called him from
He should've-
downstairs,
yeah,
like
right.
your homework. You saw these grades? Fucking grades,
You're
bitch?
busted.
Didn't I tell you to do these dishes?
you are not going to prom this year.
Your curfew was what, 15 years ago?
And I'm
I'll give
assuming.
you Ben.
Okay. Speaking of Ben, I'm assuming his name was Ben Kenobi.
Of course.
Yeah, that's
So
the
something
what I
must have
thought.
happened there because Han Solo and Ben didn't really get along in the first movie.
Yeah, but there was that scene where where he's talking to Rey and Finn on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
where he's like,
he's
you know, it
changed
was
his
all.
mind.
I
Yeah,
think he's changed, and I think
So Luke
it
probably
probably
helped
was
him
like,
out.
hey, Luke was like, dude, can you name your fucking kid after like the guy who gave his life to save us from the first Death Star?
guess.
Ben is better than Obi.
I
Obi.
guess we could do Obi Ren. Obi Skywalker. Yeah, that sounds weird. Ben. I like that name.
Yeah.
I did like that he fell after he got stabbed.
Yeah.
If he got stabbed, I'm like, oh my god, is he gonna be like, they're gonna end it with him like almost dying, or they're
Han
gonna
Solo
bring him
actually
back?
takes the lightsaber out of himself and starts
Yeah, the
fighting.
minute he
Kylo Ren
fell, I
with
was
it.
like, oh shit, he's dead for real.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the guy that he struck down in the beginning, is he not have the Force himself? Like he couldn't have put up a little resistance.
I don't know if he has
I don't know if he was
No?
supposed to be some sort of Jedi.
I don't think
I
I
don't
so.
thought
think
he
so.
was. He's
Because I
not
checked his name, and he's a good actor, and to lose
Yeah,
an
Max-
actor of that
yeah.
caliber
so quickly, so
so
easily.
quickly, I think they're trying to connect something that they might have in the works with maybe he's a caregiver, or maybe because in that flashback, without going into other stuff, in that flashback, when she reaches and says no, don't go, it's only a small select few that somebody would feel torn apart when they're leaving.
Okay.
I think he's right. I think there is a flashback in episode 8 with that character. I think he's gonna be more in the series.
Okay, all right, cool. Because he is, like you said, he's a very strong actor, and I was surprised they used him for such a small moment, and I was like a little disappointed when
Yeah,
I
but
saw
I don't think he was supposed to have any
You
like,
know, no
force
force
ties.
or anything.
No.
Because I would have liked to see just a little bit more resistance.
That would have been pretty cool if like a lightsaber came down to this old guy's face and it just stopped midair, and he was like,
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
think
because
he
that's
was
what I
just-
was hoping
No,
for.
no,
because
bitch.
maybe he stops him for a second, but then we see how much strong Kylo is when he still gets through and gets
No, I don't think
And
he
I'm
was
like-
He says
Jedi.
when Poe says something about General Leia, he says she'll always be a princess to me.
Okay, I got
So
you.
he's probably part of the old rebellion.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I wonder if they're gonna tie him into like a specific character. He was just one of the pilots in
He's Mon
in the
Mothma's
Death Star.
son.
You know what I mean?
I got you. I got you.
You know?
All right. So
Maybe he's Porkins. No, he died.
I'm gonna ask you first. What is there anything about the film that you didn't like?
Yeah. What didn't I like? I wish Luke was in it more. I'm satisfied with him just being at the end.
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick one thing that I didn't like about the movie, I'm trying to be original, but the only thing I could say is that it did rely heavily on the beats of the original Star Wars.
Okay.
So it wasn't a lot of mystery.
Right.
The big twists were, okay, he's the son. Sorry for spitting.
No, it's okay.
Okay,
Nobody can
Han
see
Solo's
that.
the son halfway, and then Han Solo's gonna die. Those were good revelations, but you kind of sensed to where it kind of was going
Right,
if
right.
you're familiar with the original Star
Yeah.
Wars, because
Right.
that plot, the beats were the same. It did do it better than another film that came out this year, Jurassic World, which I think copied the beats of the original a lot.
No, I don't know.
You're
If,
not-
if
are the
you
only
get
one
the
that feel that
DVD,
way.
if you get the DVD,
I liked it more than you though.
for Jurassic
I
World,
know.
next to the script and next to when they're filming the movie, they're actually playing the DVD for Jurassic Park. And like, hold on, wait. Yeah, okay, do it just like that.
60 minutes in, boom.
Exactly, that's what they're doing.
Where
So
were you
that's-
guys when I had
I
this
think
discussion? I
Force
needed some
Awakens
help.
did it better.
That's exactly what it was.
I needed some help back then.
I had my wife watching. I like this movie. This is
Yeah,
the greatest
pretty much
movie
played out
ever."
the
Yeah,
same
I went
way.
back
I mean-
and showed her the other three, and I was like, you know what? Just focus on the first
Execution.
one. We watched the first. It's the same thing. Exactly.
We should have another
I
session.
think
on that.
Force
But
did
we're
it
getting off
better
track.
because it was
Don't
like,
bring
hey,
Nate
the,
in then.
hey, the
I
Millennium
want to bring Nate in.
Hey, the Millennium Falcon's in the movie.
I wanna
but
bring
it was
Nate
part of
into
the
that.
story.
Yeah.
Hey, Han Solo's back, but it was part of the story. Like the recalls were part of the story.
Yeah.
Not like Jurassic Park World was like, hey, remember that scene when the kids were in the car?
Well, the kids are in the
They're
car.
in a ball now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
And they
germs.
bump into the
basically-
car.
Yeah, remember that
yeah.
scene when all the power goes down or all the fences open up? Here's that scene again. You know what I mean?
This is
Remember that
the
scene
shit I
when
was
T-Rex
talking about.
saved the day?
Wait, no more Jurassic World.
Here's
Yeah,
that scene again.
We're gonna end up
Remember when the dinosaur was covered?
Stop it!
Cover girl.
because you guys are gonna get me all into it because that's what I was saying for months. But anyway.
I didn't get to see the movie, guys. Sorry.
Well,
We'll
it's
do it
okay.
again.
Just
We'll
watch
do
the first
DVD
one.
unboxing. Exactly.
All right,
Seen
so
all of them
Remastered.
but that one.
Cody, tell me
So,
anything
yeah,
about
that's what-
The Force Awakens that you didn't like.
No more Jurassic World.
You know, honestly, I really disliked Chris Pratt as the lead role in
You know
Jurassic
what?
World. I really no. There were a couple of things that I didn't like in that movie, but I still stand by my 10 simply because of the way that movie made me feel.
Right.
But they relied very heavily on A New Hope especially, and a lot of the original trilogy. And like I said, I am almost positive that was their way of throwing it back, because I really feel like they're gonna carve a new bridge with this 8th movie. I can tell you right now, if they don't and we get the same thing for 8, I will come back and change my review for Star Wars: The Force Awakens, because it's so heavily relying on the fact that I'm pretty sure that this was just their way to satisfy everyone who, like one guy said to me at the theater, this is what a lot of people wanted when they got when Phantom Menace came out. This is what people were expecting,
Right.
and then they got that turd dropped on them, and so they're trying to satisfy the old fanboys and bring new people in, because a lot of people, this is going to be their first introduction to Star Wars,
Right.
and they're trying to, and balancing that is hard. It's not easy, and I feel like if they do it right, then but you know, it was a little tiring to see, like when I was watching the movie, when they were like, especially that scene where they showed the Death Star in the hologram, and then they showed the Star Killer planet, and Han Solo was like, so how do we blow it up? I was like, this is annoying. This is a little bit annoying.
Same shit.
Yeah.
But it was still a good enough movie to keep me in. But
no, I still enjoyed
the
it.
the throwbacks were good, but they did get to me a little bit. I guess I need to see that deleted scene, because I want to know how the fuck that woman got Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah.
Because the last time we see it is on Cloud City.
Right.
His hand gets chopped off, and it falls
Yeah.
all the way, like it literally
Yeah.
falls.
I'm assuming it might have got sucked out like he got sucked out. Remember he got sucked
And
out
then-
that too?
But then where did it go?
I don't know.
It just shot into space, and then she was flying around, and she was
Maybe-
like, "What?"
Maybe
and
it
she
landed.
rolled her window down.
Like maybe it came into
it's a
like a
it's
meteor.
like a teenage
Yeah.
Maz Khalifa, whatever her name is.
Oh yeah.
Driving around in her drop top, and she catches it. I don't know.
Unless somebody found it and sold on Amazon Prime.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because you can
So
get
you know
everything
what?
on Amazon
Yeah,
Prime.
Amazon Prime shits to Alderaan.
Yeah, and it was free- it was free 2-day
no, it
shipping
doesn't.
as well.
I mean, maybe
I'll take
maybe
it.
Darth Vader did something and we didn't see it.
You know how on
Maybe when he
Amazon,
walked away from Luke, he went sucked it
brought
back
it
in.
back.
maybe Amazon. You know how Amazon says like free shipping, like to like X, and there's always like 2 locations it doesn't ship. That's Alderaan for the galaxy. Amazon Galaxy delivers to everywhere but Alderaan in
That's
2
it.
Your
days.
pace driver shows up. Oh shit, where did
Where
Alderaan
do
go?
I go? But yeah, there was that, and I will not disagree with you that Kylo Ren's, the Adam Driver's face takes away from it. I just
Yeah.
liked him so much as a character that I look
with
past
the
it.
mask. I love it. The way his presentation, the energy, the way his voice comes out. Even though Poe was at the beginning was like I don't really.
I liked him.
That was funny.
I liked Poe, by the way.
I set the
no.
tone. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah. He was like I can't really
know-
hear you.
you know
and
what
all
I-
that.
Yeah,
I was.
I wasn't the. You're gonna get mad. I wasn't the biggest fan of Finn.
No.
Yeah,
Was
he-
it because he was always
Oh.
sweaty? Because
I
He
had
was
nothing-
always glistening.
But I mean,
Oh,
it's
so-
his
He was
good.
always running.
He was like the Rock.
They had, hey, listen. I don't want to take this conversation somewhere else, but Finn right here, this guy
And
was
even thought he
filling-
stole the jacket.
He was
What the
filling
fuck?
every fucking stereotype. Within the first 15 minutes of being
What's that,
a part
you
of the
stole that
character,
jacket?
He
Yeah,
had stole something. He stole something. Ran from authorities. There was a lot. Go back and watch the first 15 minutes of Finn. He was knocking. If there was a checklist, he was like, "Hey, stole something, running for something."
And nobody wanted to give him water when he was
Yeah.
going through that tent.
Yeah.
Everyone's ignoring him. He had to
Aliens
drink
can
from
be
the,
given water,
where
but
the
he
giant
couldn't.
Oh,
peg
that
was.
that was disgusting.
Yeah,
I
that
can even
was
smell.
bad.
I can
Finn,
smell that.
I think maybe it was just because like he didn't do much. Like he didn't do much.
He
to
felt
me.
like the everyman
He was
character. Like
compli-
what's
he
going
was
on?
complaining
character.
a lot.
I liked him.
Finn to me was Luke.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
like I don't know what's
Skywalker.
going on.
He didn't. There was nothing when Luke was getting the Force and learning all that. Luke was just a regular person. There was nothing special about him.
I loved when he got his shit handed to him by that riot trooper.
That shit was funny.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was funny.
No, you know what
The
kills
guy
me
with the
though?
stick.
Yeah.
Let's get
That-
Iris in this conversation.
Yeah, I've been quiet this whole
Yeah,
time.
you've been
sorry,
quiet for a
guys.
while.
That should have been the silver one.
That
That's online too. Yeah.
what didn't make sense to me is you were taken away from your parents when you were tiny. You've been conditioned for years.
Right.
Okay, which you know what? Maybe you are the divergence in the First Order.
Well,
you know
that's the
that your
theory
mind
that-
doesn't comply with what they're trying to
Right.
teach because you're just not that small-minded. You can't
Right.
be
For
controlled
him
like
to
that.
be able to break free of
which is
that.
great. But out of all them fucking years, you still walk around acting like an asshole.
Where's the asshole?
I'm
Scared,
serious. Like he
acting
was
scared, I guess.
like
Oh,
a scared, bumbling idiot. Like he
Well, that
had
was
those
Says
that
right on
moments.
here.
the scene he deserted.
This was his
The
first.
scene where he deserted was his very first battle.
Yeah,
They specified
That's
that was
his
the
first
very
battle.
first time he ever saw combat. So
and his
like,
friend died in the beginning.
so he was in training, like he was in like a lot of training, but the training is probably
So then, if
like
that was his first battle, then how is it when they were having the conversation? I forgot who he was talking to in the movie. That he's like, "You don't know what I've seen. You were in one battle. What the fuck did you see?"
well, I mean the Empire's or the First Order is a pretty shitty place in general.
they
like,
probably show like propaganda video.
propaganda,
of them
and then
killing
in his
people.
first battle, he literally saw
I
his
saw
friends.
movies that fucked with my head.
Remember 300 when they're little kids fighting?
His friend
They
did
probably
die
that.
right in front of him too.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, no, that does make a good point. Like he said, I've seen things. I mean, he could be talking about
But
things he
I
saw
would
while
I
he
would
was
have
in training.
expected him to be just a little bit more harder. Because if you did go through all this conditioning and training, even if that was your first battle, I just felt
This should be a
like
part of you after all that time.
yeah, there should be
Because
a
they had him
part
since he was a little kid.
that is that you're still a good guy, but it's kind of dark.
I thought he was your favorite
So,
guy. You're
I have
like
a-
knocking
No,
him.
but let me tell you,
Sorry,
I
I have a question.
I
for
loved
you.
his comical aspect that he
Okay.
added to the movie. Like it was funny.
Check that off the list.
I have a question for you then, Iris.
Yeah.
So, in the history of like the Star Wars movies and stuff, we see when they're going through training, like usually it's like droids that they train with, or they're like it's like a shooting range type of thing. If you had gone through that, and then I pulled a gun and shot him in the head in front of you after all that, wouldn't that was a human life ended right in front of you? That
Training
might have
was
been the
right out
first
the-
time he
right
ever
out the
saw
window.
a human life ended in front
I
of
don't know.
him.
Maybe I'm just a very terrible person, but
Well,
if I don't
we
have
both are.
an emotional attachment,
But I get what you're saying.
like if I don't have emotional attachment to that person and they die,
Bye,
damn,
Ron.
that sucks
Damn, Ron. You hear what she said?
for
That's
you.
it, that's it.
like okay, like
She'll wipe the blood
because-
off and as I was saying, and go right back
no,
into
based.
it.
I don't know. Maybe
I mean, that's kind of how I felt like when we had that about the hell carriers or whatever, the Captain America. And
Oh yeah.
Millions were gonna die, but it didn't even make me blink.
Yeah.
I didn't have an
Yeah.
emotional.
Well, there was
attachment.
some holes in the plot, but maybe
I'm the same way.
like okay, I'll give you an example. I've seen someone break their leg and the bone go through. For another person, they'd be like, "Oh my god!" For me, I was like, "Oh shit, can I touch that?"
Well, that's not me. That's
yeah, that's a small
Okay, so we need
percentage
to-
of people
Now
Now
walking
we
the
need to
earth.
have a separate conversation
Yeah.
about what's going on in your head.
Exactly. That's a
That's a
different
whole nother
discussion,
movie,
yeah.
like-
No, I mean, because it looked cool. I was like, "Oh my god, the
Oh,
bone is
yeah.
Oh,
on the
snap.
side. Oh shit!" I
But
didn't
there's
even
so
know.
many
Maybe there's
little-
something cut out. Maybe there was more.
There's so many
Maybe there
little
was
things
more.
that we
Yeah,
don't
I-
understand.
And they cut it out.
What if there's more with Finn? What if
Yeah.
I think
there
there's
will
gonna
be.
be an evolution.
What if Finn is a son to Han Solo?
Mace Windu. Oh.
A son
Oh, you mean
to Han
you mean
Solo.
Another Han Solo
Lando?
son?
Lando?
No, I don't go that far. But in what I was reading was
Han Solo.
apparently there's a comic book where he has another wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
And
it's actually been. They're not actually married now. I'm reading the comic that
Okay.
on Leia and was like, "That's my husband," but like 6 issues later, she was like, "Oh, I was just lying to do
I
this."
guess that could happen.
So I just-
But then that would be another coincidence. That
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's
another
still
Han
gonna
But
Solo
they
son
let
is
his
in the
number, but-
story.
Yeah, he could have still put it down.
But what they're
Had
saying
that-
is his number, the number in which he has,
FN, whatever.
it's supposed to
287?
be the same room or same area.
Yeah, it's the
that-
same cell Princess Leia was in.
So
in
there's
the-
things that are connecting there that we don't understand why he broke character. That's what this movie did to me. It made me go back and figure out why this happened in the background.
Or maybe
And-
he was one of the kids on the planet that was taken and trained to be a stormtrooper. Like he was
was.
one of the Jedi's first.
Oh, you think he was part
Maybe
of that?
him and Rey knew
Mind
each other when they were
erased
young,
or-
when they were kids.
I mean, Kylo Ren does
And then they were
possess the
stolen.
ability to read people's minds. There are many different like non-canon and canon aspects of Jedi in which they can erase your memory. They can create new
And so what
personality.
was that? Same
Maybe,
thing with
yeah,
Rey.
That's how he kind of knew how to
Yeah.
hold it, but he wasn't sure.
Oh,
Maybe he
let's
doesn't
talk
have the
about
Force.
That right?
As Rey obviously has the Force.
But this is actually so the next thing I want to talk about because if there now it kind of makes more sense. I was very bothered at how long Finn held his own against Kylo. In the end, I really thought that was just fucking ridiculous. But now that what you're saying,
But yeah.
maybe there's more to
think
him
Kylo-
that we don't know
Kylo-
yet.
But
Well,
also,
I
I
heard
feel
his
like
Kylo was
stormtroopers
taunting
get
him,
training in wielding
yeah,
a
but you saw him
lightsaber.
get his ass handed to him by another stormtrooper. This is Kylo.
Yeah.
I
You
saw
know?
it too, and I was like,
Yeah, I know, it's true, but
So there was no reason he should have lasted that
the
long.
force
He
hurt.
even
Remember
got him.
Remember, he was hurt. He
He
got
was
shot in
angry,
the leg
yeah.
by Chewbacca.
Oh, okay.
And I
so that
think-
kind of slowed down his.
I mean, of course, yeah, he could have killed him if he wanted to, but I think Kylo was like taunting him.
Did it feel like a talk to you? I felt like they were
No,
actually
it felt like a
battling
little
for second.
pushback. It was always back until Rey started fighting toward the end
Not-
at the
well,
cliff.
but with
Rey
Finn,
had some
but
natural
he was pushing
abilities.
him back,
Like,
though.
you
And
can tell
Finn
she
even
was-
got him.
He nicked him.
Nicked
Yeah,
him. I just
yeah.
felt like, unless there's something more to him, that
Maybe.
shouldn't have even lasted that long. I get
Maybe
it with
his-
Ray. I get it with just been emotional, yes, crazy, and then but totally overmatched, and it should have just been over real quick.
Okay, so what you wanted is you wanted Finn versus that stormtrooper, and him reversed. The performance he did with the stormtrooper, he should have been able to kind of keep.
He
his
should
own
be able to
weight
hold his own a little
because
more.
they trained the same.
Yeah.
Right.
One person
Yeah.
had him.
That's how I
And then
feel.
I can
on this
agree-
one,
I can
it should
agree
have
with
been
that.
1-2 knockout blow. You're no match for me. You're
Right,
not even
and
the
then
same
let
level.
Ray come in and
Yeah,
the
I guess that's more
Force-
realistic.
That makes sense.
But I think that you wanted to stretch as much lightsaber battle as they could.
But then,
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
it didn't
wondering
really
if
have a
Ray-
lot.
It is
I would
kind of
give
one
Ray
of the
more.
biggest
I would
things
give
we
him more.
have to have in
It didn't have
in
a
a
lot.
Star Wars film.
Only had one big one at the end.
Yeah, so I
It
get
wasn't
that.
even as
And it was
big
more
as the
as
small
Kylo
one.
Ren was like
Exactly.
slapping at Rey as she was running through the woods.
Yeah, it
like,
was more
trying to
like-
fight back.
It's like, I'm gonna chop down
Gritty,
some
I'm
trees
mad at
away.
you
We're
fighting.
gonna
It was-
open up
yeah.
a-
He was doing a little bit of landscaping,
Yeah, exactly.
and Rey was
We
in
need
his
more
way.
room for this scene.
I love
Just-
when they hit the snow though. All
Yeah.
the scenes when the lightsabers touching the snow, that was a good touch.
So Iris,
Steam.
Yeah.
tell me what you didn't like about the movie. Or have you already mentioned it so far?
So far, I think
Driver.
I've complained about writer.
Writer.
Will forever
Rider.
be as
Rider.
writer.
My ambition is a ride.
So you've already expressed your
Yeah, I think that's the only thing. Like, there were some points that just logically didn't make sense to me. Like the whole, like we were discussing before about, Finn going up against Stormtrooper, and then you're like shitty fighter, and then you go up against Kylo Ren, and then you're like, oh my god, you could actually hold your own.
Yeah,
Like, how the fuck is that even possible when that's too late? Two different levels of awesomeness.
right.
Or like I was mentioning before, where Rey is trying to escape when she's on the big I'm gonna say the larger version of the Death Star, because that's all it was.
Star Killer. Call it Star
Star
Killer.
Killer. Yeah, it's a Death Star, motherfucker.
It's a
You just
Death
made
Star.
it
It can't
bigger.
hear
Death
anything.
Star 2.0.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then she's climbing down the side of the wall.
3.0
and
actually.
it's like
Yeah.
you can see her. There's no wall.
2.5.
There's
The
nothing
second one was never
blocking.
done.
I think that was just not that logically didn't make sense, because the stormtroopers on this side can't see you, but the ones on the other side of the wall could probably see you and shoot you with,
I guess you could argue that stormtroopers don't really have much peripheral vision in a helmet.
That is a good point.
Maybe.
But also, I mean,
Like if I'm looking right here in a helmet, I'm not gonna see the camera
That
or our
is, you know
cameraman.
what? You have a point. You guys have a point there, because I had glasses at one point. You can't see other than what is prescribed in front of you. Like, there
Everything
could be a
else is-
robbery going
is
on.
foggy
like,
right
I
here.
think someone
Sir,
got robbed, but
sir,
they're like
could you
two
give us some
blurs.
details? Like,
Two
nah, man,
blurs.
I was looking this way.
It's like that
Then-
cone from Metal Gear Solid when the
Then, yeah.
like
the
the thing that
stormtroopers
they
do
use
like
for
a
the
panoramic.
horses.
Yeah.
When they're walking,
And I dressed like
riding
one.
horse and buggy, and
I dressed like one for Halloween. I was a stormtrooper.
okay.
Could you
And
see?
I couldn't see shit. So that's why that's perfect that you're saying it. Now that makes sense, because what happened is I had a Bluetooth speaker, and every time a kid knocked on the door, I played the Imperial March. And so you had black
Wow,
lights
you
and
really
webbing,
went hard
and
with
so
this, didn't
you can hear, like, as soon as you hit the bell, it's like you hear dun 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 dun, dun, and that's me putting the gear on, grabbing the candy. Then I open the door. When I open the door, I'm sitting in a full trooper outfit. And then I go with the candy. I'm like, I can't see what the fuck this bowl is that. So by the
tell 'em to reach
third,
in
yeah,
there.
by the third or fourth kid, just take whatever.
Take some
I
candy,
can't
please.
see. I'm sweating. I can't see. I can't even find the door to lock it. So I literally had to figure this shit out.
So the
And
epic
it's-
music was you really trying to get
Yeah,
set.
it was like trying to get everything set up. And even when I got the door open, small story, even when I got the door open, I scared the hell out of a little kid. This little girl's dressed like a princess. She doesn't know shit about Star Wars. Her dad, the whole family, they're hyped. They're like, dude, something's about to go down. We've knocked on 300 doors. Something's about to go down. And then you open the door and it's me. And then she's sitting there like, and she literally ran and jumped down the stairs of the house into her dad's arm. And so I had to take off the mask and show you, listen, there's a guy here.
It's okay,
I know,
it's Finn.
I know it's scary.
Yeah.
It's
but
a
it didn't
black
help.
guy.
But yeah, I was gonna. It didn't help
Didn't
much.
help. Didn't help.
Were you all sweaty? Were you all sweaty like that?
It's a black guy.
You need to take off another mask
Yeah.
and be Chris Pratt.
And you know,
Okay, it's Chris
me.
Pratt. It's Chris
another
Pratt.
thing I heard someone complaining about when they were leaving the theater is they were like, how does she possess the ability to scale vertical wall? Literally, the first time we see her,
Yeah.
she's climbing
stuff
inside of
and
Starship.
sliding
So, like,
down and
Yeah.
She knows what
sliding
she's
down.
doing.
But also,
Yeah.
the force
the force has helped. Yeah, because
Yeah.
she was when she was piloting the Millennium Falcon. Afterwards, when Finn was like, "How'd you do it?" She was like, "I don't know.
Well,
I've never
you
done
know,
it before."
You know what that scene? I'll like some people missed it. That scene with that helmet. Those helmets are like the training helmets.
for the
That's what.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she had was one of those training helmets, and she was using. So she did know how to pilot a little bit because
Okay.
of the helmet.
Yeah.
but the tricks and maneuvers,
Yeah,
like all
that
that
kind
stuff.
of the turning off the ship. And
Yeah,
then,
and it was just
That was awesome.
things were just coming to her, and she was just like everything she took on. She was just naturally.
That's why
better.
I really thought that like because of what they were setting up, that like they were gonna. That was gonna be related to Han Solo. That
Right.
Rey was gonna be. They were like having
Yeah.
bonding
I thought
moments.
so too. I was saying it through the whole movie.
You want a job? Chewie
Yeah.
likes
Yeah.
you. Because you could look at it because she can understand Chewie. She's never seen anything like that. She
Understand
can
everybody.
She understands everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
There's still a possibility there's a connection between her and Han. Somehow, I'm not saying she's his son, but she's somehow
No, she- 'cause
involved.
she can't be his son.
She would be
She's
a
I mean,
daughter.
daughter. Sorry about that.
Can't be.
Like,
She's a girl.
I'm very confused.
I'm thinking of Kylo right now because Kylo. Remember in that
No
first scene when the
transgenders
officer
and
That's
goes
a
to
cute little
Kylo.
boy right there.
When Kylo goes to the officer, they had the help of a woman. He
Right.
turned around and sucked that guy in like he knew something already.
Yeah, that's true.
like, what woman?
What
That's
woman?
So I
Yeah.
think he knows who Rey is already.
Oh, he's heard
Now,
the prophecy or
I
something.
wonder
maybe?
if maybe they're gonna do a Return of the Jedi thing where he's like their half brother, half sister. And they don't
I
know
was
it.
thinking that
What
at
if-
first.
Like Han had an affair.
With that same flashback though, where he's wiping out everything like Anakin, what if he was supposed to kill Rey, and at the time he wasn't strong enough with the Force, and he didn't? So he leaves her, or whatever the case.
tells
spares
everybody
her.
she's dead and lies.
I need to go back and watch this a second time because Ed came into the theater to talk to me during the flashback, and I did not.
Oh,
I,
that's right.
I did not get to see any of the flashback.
flashback
It's very
wasn't
quick
that long.
and very
It's very
You
avant-garde.
can't. You
It's
can't have a
not-
conversation. You can't.
They show Kylo with like a group of people in the rain. Looks like they just killed people.
Oh, okay.
Then they show a little baby, kid version of Rey saying "Come back," and someone's holding her back.
As they leave her on the
Yeah,
Yeah.
they playing.
But you know
boss.
what doesn't make sense to me is that even when they show her as a kid, she doesn't look that. She's of course
Yeah.
extremely young, but not that young that you're not coherent enough to remember the face that just left you.
Yeah.
Because I remember shit from when I was 9 years old, and I'm up there in age, which shall not
No,
be
you're not.
placed.
No, you're not.
Shut up.
We're probably around
But
the
maybe
same
she
age.
does because when he sat there and said, "Hey, you're waiting for," she said, "Hey, you're waiting for somebody to come back, and you know they're not going to come back." There's some stuff that we don't fully understand. Like,
But did she say she didn't know who it was, or she just didn't say?
She never
She never
said.
said.
She
never
she
actually
couldn't
said.
know who it
Yeah, no,
is.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, she should remember the face
Yeah.
of who left her, or glimpses of faces from before she
Maybe-
got left.
Maybe that's that look for
So-
her and Luke.
Well, maybe she does,
So,
because we
that's
didn't
what
even
I'm
see who
saying.
left her.
Yeah, we don't know who left her, so maybe she does. She does remember the face.
just
it's
haven't
she's
shown
It's
us
never-
not
on
who we
purpose.
think it
No,
is.
no, that's
We
what I'm
didn't even
saying.
know if that's her real
so
name.
that's why I'm saying, like, if
I'm waiting for a twist. Like if you like I said before, all I did was watch this movie and go back and like research others, and they were saying that on the helmet that she puts on when she's sitting outside, the translation on the outside says Rey. It's spelled differently,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing. So it's
Oh, so
almost
she
like
took the name
Finn
from
having
Rey.
his name.
Yeah.
It's just the
Yeah.
sound of his ID number.
You're right.
What if that's not necessarily?
Her real name is Padme.
There you go.
yeah, but in the movie she said her whole name was Amare, and they call her Rey for short.
I'm
Oh,
a
I didn't
Rey,
catch that.
Finn, Effin.
Yeah, like when she first introduces herself,
To
She does say
him?
Amare.
she says
Maybe-
Amare,
maybe she took-
and
maybe
I
she
really
just
love
took-
that name. So I was like,
Yeah,
well, that's
you got
a good
name.
Maybe
name.
she
That's
took
right,
maybe
we
she
talked
took
about name
Ray
today.
and added to it from the
Yeah.
helmet or something like that. She
I
could have
don't
just
know.
made her own
Ray.
name.
Or she's like, Rey.
Oh yeah, Ray.
Amare.
He's a Finn. That's a Kylo. Like it's.
Oh, Rey,
We're all
he
dudes.
buys-
Hey.
No, but the whole point of what I was mentioning about her remembering the faces,
My ass is falling
it's
asleep.
if she
My leg fell
would
asleep 2
have been
minutes ago.
related to Han Solo, I feel like she would have been like,
She would have noticed him.
what the fuck? dad or uncle.
Maybe she
or,
doesn't know that's her
or
dad.
That's what I'm
something.
saying.
Unless you
The
again.
face hasn't changed.
No, but
But
that
if
he
you-
might
what
have
if-
been,
what
he
if-
might have been in her life.
What
at
if
that
she
point.
got taken away from Han like
And
6
somebody
months
else
after
dropped
birth,
her off?
and
Yeah,
someone else
small.
dropped her off, and then that person
That's
left
how I was
her,
saying the
like,
old
her
guy in the
caregiver.
beginning.
Remember, we're
Yeah.
dealing with mythology where the brother kissed the sister and then it was okay.
Yeah, and that's all right on
Anything could
Star Wars.
happen.
That's all right on Star Wars. So you don't
Yeah.
know.
Endor is like the
But on
West
Game of
Virginia
Thrones,
of the
you can fuck
galaxy.
your
Yeah,
brother
it's
and
like
have
okay to
kids,
Jerry
kiss your
Springer.
sister.
Jerry
Yeah.
Springer.
In Return of the Jedi, Princess Leia says, "I remember my mother." Remember? She has a little story about her mother. But in Revenge of the Sith, she was a baby when they. So it's
See?
like, it's just it's inconsistent.
Yeah, but I think it has to do with her ability with the Force.
It could-
Because like when Han Solo died, she already felt it and could visualize it. And you see her when she's sitting.
Oh,
down
Leia?
on it.
Yeah, Leia. This force
You
is
know?
wrong with
That's
her.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
just the connection that you have.
She just never trained.
Yeah,
Leia's been a
maybe,
kick-ass
maybe,
Jedi.
maybe that's.
But like
maybe
you said
that's-
before, there's different things that Jedi, whether good or
She
bad,
did
that
the
you can
Yoda.
do. Maybe you can.
Like, yeah, there
High
are
suppressed
Jedi who've had
memories
like
and-
telemetry, the ability to read things through
So
objects.
can we talk about something really petty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The silver captain stormtrooper.
Captain
what-
Phasma.
Phasma.
Yeah. Do we all agree that's a female?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a female.
Because I've never thought about banging a stormtrooper, but I'm kind of
Be
curious.
careful
now.
though, because if you take off the helmet, I would not be surprised. For the twist would be China from the WWE. That's who's under it.
You can look up the actress, the blonde
I'm not
girl.
really scared of that though.
Lucy Lawless would be a good.
Lucy Lawless would be a
In
lot
terms
better,
of
yeah.
screen time,
She's like
Phasma
that.
was like the Darth Maul of this movie.
I
They
would say
pumped her in the
Lucy-
marketing and she's like in two
beastly
scenes.
lover. I'm ready for somebody that can handle this big black gorilla.
Finn should have.
So
They
we're
should
just
have
a full
fought.
figure woman under there. What more the original thing we saw on the movie when she takes everything off, she's got more curves than before.
Okay.
There you
Speaking of Phasma, I didn't like that scene. That's
Which
one
one?
scene I didn't like. I didn't like how they handled her in that scene with, oh, you unlock the code. It just felt too easy.
I'm a general.
It felt too
I'm
like
gonna
TV
die
show
with the
simple.
ship. You're gonna
Yes.
have to fight
They should
me
have
or
to fight.
kill me for me to do the code.
they set up the-
Because your mission doesn't work unless I set
Yeah,
this up.
a
So I'm
real.
not
If
doing-
she was a hardcore general, she would say, no, you got to kill
Maybe
me
she got
first.
promoted through other means.
Maybe she, yeah.
working
Maybe
under
she.
the desk. I don't know.
Okay. Who knows?
Maybe there's a deleted
Desk
scene with her and
star.
Kylo.
Or maybe she's just that selfish that she
It
really
is.
doesn't give a shit.
It's an episode of Girls.
But at least that scene, I
Oh,
just wish
no.
they would have fought.
That's how it's gonna start.
They deserve to fight.
There's a movie coming out, and they're gonna use these characters. They're gonna have Adam.
Adam, yeah, it's an episode of Girls.
Well, when they take off Phasma, it's the girl.
Kylo and Phasma are, yeah, he's like eating her ass and jacking off.
Yeah.
What's the name of the girl from Girls?
I forgot what her,
Something.
the main
main
character's
actress.
name.
I don't know.
Lisa Dunn.
All I know is that she's
I forgot
another
what
one that
her-
her face bothers me.
Lena
I
Dunham.
like the movie. The only thing I took from it that I didn't get a chance to really enjoy and soak up was the relationship they would tease you with. Like when you watch Finn and Oscar's character, what's his name? With the P?
Poe.
Poe. Okay, you watch
Their bromance.
You watch that go back and forth, how fluent and fast it was, and then when you start building that up,
They
it
drop it.
stops.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
watching.
I thought they would have resumed it when they reconnected.
Exactly. You're watching BB running around, and you're watching the interaction with the thumbs up,
That
with
was
the
good.
lighter, and you can understand completely what he was saying. Like
Right.
you spoke in their language, and you saw these little small, interactions, and then you lost those.
Yeah.
The other thing I didn't like was
Really, I kind of thought the light thing was like a fuck you.
No, that was a thumbs up.
she's so dark.
Could have been.
Wow.
She's like, oh, so thumbs up.
Damn, that was
You
thumbs
buddy.
up.
Fuck you.
Yeah, because
Because
he
he
really
complied.
didn't want to tell him the
At
secret.
first, yeah,
so
but he
he's
did
just like,
though.
oh,
I need
But
to
he
watch.
did
I need
it,
to
though.
watch Inception
So
with
I
Iris. Tell
thought
me
he
what
was
she
like,
thinks. It was
Yeah.
probably all over the place.
and I felt like BB was like, yeah, whatever, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did it. Like I didn't see like the details of him going down the stairs, where you can watch the motion of the top part of his head.
Right.
He
Oh,
would
yeah.
adjust
Yeah.
to go down
Yeah,
the
go-
stairs, and I was like staring at that shit and not paying attention to other stuff. So I like that.
I watched him go down the stairs too. I was like,
so-
this is so cute.
Yeah, this is like how they broke this shit down, like the sound effect, the weight, but it was also the casting was great. The only problem I had with the casting was I don't know the guy's name, General Colin Hutch, whatever, something with an H.
Oh,
He was the one
Hux,
that gave that
Hux.
speech.
Hux.
I just thought it was the wrong. It was like that guy. I felt like I didn't need that bickering.
Right.
It was like you already had that emo teenager in your lead villain, and then now you're arguing with this petty guy who's
Which
sitting
I'm-
here, look clean shaved like he's
I'm
13,
surprised he didn't like slice him down, but
and it should have been
so did
somebody
I.
with
I'm
more.
surprised.
It should have been somebody
There's
with
something
more
going
of
on
a.
there. Yeah.
because Kylo's not a Sith yet. I think that's where the lack of respect was, right?
Has anyone seen those goddamn like Twitter posts that are angsty teen Kylo Ren?
No.
That are like it's like things that an angsty hipster teen would say, but like about Star Wars related from Kylo Ren. He's like one of them was like the Imperial March sounds so much better on vinyl.
Exactly, like some hippie type stuff, and it just.
I think it was a lack of respect there because Kylo's not a Sith yet.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
Kylo's essentially just a dark Jedi at this point.
And that's
much.
fine, but the guy who was leading that speech, can you imagine? I'm gonna mess up his name. Benito. Crap. What's the guy's name?
What speech?
Benicio del Toro.
Yes.
That one?
Picture him. No. Picture him
I heard he's in it.
being the general.
being the general. Somebody with that
Yeah.
voice, that tone, that commandment. Not just on that speech which was an amazing speech.
Yeah, and
but to
his
sit
face,
there and
he
have
can be
that
dark.
conversation while he's trying to get this young emo teenager kid, you would see the conflict. With this, I was like, okay, so we got two kids fucking arguing over
Right,
who's gonna do
yeah.
what.
No, you're
and
right.
then he was like, hey, you can go do what you want, and you can go continue to keep fucking up stuff.
Right.
So I just felt like that was the only casting thing I had.
And I feel like there's also some form of connection between. Well, obviously there's a connection, but Snoke is like to Hux or whatever. He's like, you can't, don't fuck with him. Like Kylo Ren, I'm training him. Don't. If he fucks up, he
That's
comes
on
to
me.
me.
Yeah.
You don't mess around.
Every
with him.
time he made a mistake, he was like, he fucked up again. Oh,
He was snitching.
All right.
Oh,
he
he was
was
snitching.
every time. Hey, Dad, look what he did. Look what he did.
I was just waiting to be like,
He took the girl, and the girl has
Fuck him.
force. So now we don't know where the fuck anything
Yeah,
is.
he's just
I
totally
said take the
snitching.
robot. Now we don't have a robot. I was like, they really just did that.
Did you guys catch that prequel comment in their conversation in one scene?
Which one?
When Kylo Ren and Hux were talking near the beginning, he said, I suppose you want to go back to clones. And he goes,
Oh yeah, I did.
yeah.
So
I
one,
did, I did.
so
because
that
they were filming.
explained
He's like,
why
why
they're
they
humans
didn't?
again.
Yeah, why they're human again?
Yeah.
Yeah. At first I didn't catch that. I caught it the second time because me and Osnap
Yeah,
and
'cause-
Cupcake were talking about that.
Did you know that Daniel Craig was a stormtrooper?
Yes,
no, I'm
he
not
was-
lying.
No, I'm dead serious.
When-
the one where she said, "Come back and
That's Daniel
open
Craig.
up." That was
cameo.
Daniel. That was
That's
James
his voice,
Bond.
and that's him. They were filming James Bond nearby.
I can't make
And he
this-
wanted
that
to be.
was
No,
actually-
it's on.
it's an
It
Easter
was
egg.
confirmed by
Well,
him.
that's awesome.
When I watched it the second time, I knew, and you can hear it's Daniel Craig
Yeah.
once you know. But everyone's British in that movie,
Yeah.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah,
But Ray,
everyone seems to be
everyone
British in
agrees
Star
that
Wars
Ray kicked
except
ass.
for Han
The actress,
Solo.
she did a great job.
Yeah.
She stole the show.
Yeah,
Good girl.
Daisy Ridley did a
She was
great
good.
job.
No,
Yeah,
she was
She's
awesome.
gonna be a superstar.
She is
She was
my
good.
new crush.
She had these great
Added to the
faces,
list
even
of
when
1
she was
million.
mad.
I know,
She's
right?
still look cute, you know, when she's like,
I like to
She's
love
always like,
freely,
eh.
Iris.
Like, yes.
Finn did good.
But you find a way that whatever
He
you
loves
love,
to love
whoever you love,
crazy.
ends up in the next movie review.
What if your old
It
school,
connects.
your old
What's the next movie we're
girlfriend?
gonna do?
Daisy Ridley's gonna review the next movie.
No, you
He's
always
like, I'm
bring her
not
up.
gonna leave. I'm just
It could
gonna
be a
sit
movie
there.
not related to her at all. And you're gonna
Oh
bring
yeah,
her
I'll
up.
talk about Daisy Ridley.
You're gonna
next
bring it
time.
up, yeah.
So
So
she-
he's
the girl
like
wasn't,
JJ. He's like
that
he's just
model-
like the director.
Alex,
The director
Alex,
keeps
Alexander
using the same-
Daddario.
No, before her. It was
Like you
Emily
had the
Ratajkowski.
guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was your number one.
Yeah,
As a firefighter.
I recycle them every month. Like I'm. All right, so
Yeah.
this time now I love this person. That's why I can't be. I won't say that.
Whoa, so
You know what? Let's get back.
Now we're gonna go talk about divorcing and breaking up. It just got
actually,
dark.
that's we'll say that for Love Lingo, which should
Exactly.
be starting in February.
We didn't say anything about Chewie?
I mean, that was my next thing. Too.
Yes,
I was a
it's
little.
starting in the same month I'm supposed to give birth, you guys.
You give month. We give him month.
You may give month and birth?
Give a month of birth to Chewie.
You give him birth in February.
Oh God!
And
What if
it's
you
supposed
gave
to
birth
be-
to a Wookiee?
End of February. End of February, first week of March.
I pray it's a
The
March
Ides of
soon.
March. That's 15th, right?
Yeah.
March 15th?
I pray- I
Isn't
pray-
February like Aquarius?
No,
No,
no.
the end of February is Pisces,
It's
and
Pisces.
all the way to March 20th.
Okay.
Pisces.
I'm a Capricorn.
But yeah,
and
so
a
Chewie.
Sagittarius.
I felt like he looked a little bit clean and less older than he did. But then again, you have
makeup
to
was different back then.
you have to attribute that to this is 2016, 2015, and that was 1979,
Yeah,
seven.
Seven.
Okay, 1977.
77.
Through
That's
83.
that's like 40 years of like technology in advance. So they made
I like
Chewie
Chewie.
look better because they
Right.
could.
Right.
Chewie
But
did
I
good.
felt like they
His
should have
interaction
at
was
least
good.
showed a little age in him. You know, even though, like my mother was saying, yeah, but you have to understand, he's a different species. He's
Yeah,
an
that's
alien.
what I
Oh
was
yeah,
saying.
We don't know how
Wookiees
they
do live
age.
much longer.
Maybe
You
he's
know-
got a little hair dye, a little Claire to
That's
the
it.
No, the L'Oreal
Just for
commercial.
men.
that's
What if he
on
had? What if he had
Facebook.
like the silver strip? Like he's getting
Yeah.
gray hairs.
Yeah.
You know what?
That
That's
would
what
actually be
I
very cool.
wanted to see that. You
She
know, I'm not
wanted
saying
pills.
they had a.
Like he was taking pills Monday, Tuesday. Like he just going
like,
through
damn.
pills.
No,
Each
but
of
I
the
meant,
boxes
like,
just says.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, what day are you on? And Finn's trying to read it, and
there's
like,
just R's.
He's like, what day do I grab? And it just says ours. It's so funny.
You know,
That's what that bandolier is.
Yeah.
It's his pill.
Yeah. Just pops another one.
But I felt, I wanted a little bit of realism with them, like, to see some.
You wanted a little bit of realism with a giant walking bear?
Yeah.
Yes, basically. You know,
but,
it's like if dogs can age, so can you.
Speaking of recurring characters, though, I did think C-3PO looked strange. He didn't look as good to me.
As
didn't.
clean, as
I know he
polished.
wasn't
I mean,
the shiny. He wasn't the
looked
shiny
aged,
one.
though.
Yeah.
They did a good
Yeah,
job
but
with the red
I-
arm. They aged.
No,
I
Red
felt
Arm was
like-
good, but like the shade of orange that he was or whatever. I know
Even
in
the shape
in the
felt
original
good. Yeah, it
Star
wasn't-
Wars he's dirty
It
and then he
wasn't
gets
bright.
shiny.
It wasn't bright red. It was like a dark
Matte.
orange,
Yeah.
orangey red. Yeah,
It was a matte thing, and I thought that was a little strange.
There's probably one literally right over there. We can just. Go
It
grab
almost
it.
looked like a
C-3PO?
cosplay version of
I
him.
grabbed it.
Like it didn't look. It looked a little
Oh, are these the only ones?
a
I
little
have?
cheap,
Yeah, I think. Well, no, there were a few more.
and his strings looked a little weird. Like the
Wires.
wires.
Strings.
Yeah,
he's
but
a look-
I like.
it looked
I
a
like
little-
the fact
a little
that they
like-
made him look.
Like they skimped on the budget that day. I don't
I was
know.
upset they didn't put NSYNC in this one. That's what I was looking for. I was waiting for that.
I thought a Predator was going to show up in it. I would have been happy with that. But Chewie kind of just was there.
But that you could see that you could in a creature that is he animatronic or not animatronic? Is he CGI'd or is it someone in a suit in this movie?
Someone in
now?
a suit
Chewie?
still.
Yeah,
they
it's
tried to
just-
keep
No,
it
it's
as
the
a
same
thing.
actor. He's
Okay,
still
yeah,
alive.
they tried to
made
keep.
you?
Yeah, he's
Really?
like 7 something. Yeah,
Holy
he's
shit.
an old man.
Yeah, he
No
was
wonder
like
he
super
wasn't
calm.
doing much.
You
I'm
could
pretty-
see you could
I was
see
waiting for this moment
he's
my
back.
whole life.
when Han dies, you can see the pain
Yeah,
in
like his
Chewie's
reaction.
face. Like
Yeah.
that was.
Oh, then
Yeah, he just
everything
started-
after that was one-shot kills.
Yeah, he was like, I'm
And then-
so focused.
There was something. Someone else was talking. I think it was Kendall as well. Like he was so angry because that being Han's son, there's probably times when Chewie was like babysitting or he grew
Jealous.
up around Ben like
Ben,
solo.
stop pulling
Like
my hair.
Yeah,
Stop
but-
pulling my hair, Ben. Stop pulling my hair.
Stop braiding my
he
toes.
was probably climbing. He was braiding my toes, breaking my heart. Yeah,
Ben would tie his feet together and just leave him.
Yeah, you
Watch
probably
Chewie
had a
go.
lot of.
a lot
Yeah.
of connection to Ben.
You
The-
guys, I'm sorry, you guys are a lot more positive than me because in my mind, I'm thinking there was probably moments where he wanted to kill him because
Is
he saw the
R2
Yeah, I was
coming.
thinking he's
Is
jealous.
R2D2 in this room? Your dog sounds like R2D2.
That's basically what's happening.
I know, and he won't shut the fuck up.
Although there was a shot of Chewie though.
Sorry, Peter.
No animals.
Did you
were
notice that one
harmed.
shot? I thought it was a good touch at the end after Han Solo died. There's a shot of Chewie like this, sad. Did you notice it?
He was sulking.
It was good. It was
Where?
a good shot. At the end.
Where was it?
When they leave the Millennium Falcon and they're going back to Princess Leia. There's a
I
shot
thought he
of,
just walked past Leia.
No, there's a shot when they get back to the base before Rey leaves again.
Okay.
Before R2D2
Oh,
wakes
so
up
he's,
again.
he's grieving them.
There's a shot of him just thinking like that.
Some
Chewie.
people are upset that there was no funeral,
sad.
but I think that would have really flowed, like
It
messed
would
up
change
the
the
flow.
flow.
It's
It
okay,
would
yeah.
change the
And he's not a Jedi.
But Old Snapper Cupcake brought up a point that
and they're in the middle of war.
the relationship between Leia and the history of Chewie, they should have got a little moment
Yeah.
after he died also. I mean,
Yeah.
I get the moment with Rey, but Chewie should have had a little
Yeah.
moment like that first with a hug, and then maybe she moved
No,
on.
I agree.
He kind of just walked off.
They
like,
kinda
you
Maybe
know,
it happened.
through it.
Maybe it happened. You know,
Maybe they cut it out.
I mean, it looked like they literally showed him just walk right
Yeah.
past
I
her.
mean,
And she
Chewbacca-
hugged
That's
Rey.
where he becomes an alcoholic. So this is gonna be on the
Chewbacca
next one.
was
Okay.
always like just with Han. He was never a passionate creature with anyone else. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe Leia could have
I
respected
mean,
that.
didn't they
Or
have
maybe
kind of
that's
that
just how
moment
he's
when they first
dealing.
reunited though?
Yeah, but they
that's
did have-
true.
So they
He did, 'cause
definitely should have
remember,
shared that.
No, in
made him
Empire,
die.
in Empire, they had a connection when they were escaping Cloud City
Even
and stuff.
on this one, where they're saying hi for the first time since God knows how long, Hans and her don't have an embrace. They're just a regular banter back and
Yeah.
forth. But Chewie was like, "Move out of the way. I'm gonna hug you."
Right.
You're like,
Hey,
you know,
So I
mom, auntie
expected
type
them to have that,
Means friend,
that
exactly.
moment of sadness together. That Han, the thing that connected them all these years.
Or maybe
He's
that's
gone.
just how he's
Maybe
dealing.
it's a
Like,
deleted scene.
you know, that
Yeah.
he can't.
Apparently, there's 20 minutes of
handle.
deleted scenes.
Shit,
The
dude.
original first cut was
It's that
20
sex
minutes
scene
longer.
between Kylo Ren and Phasma. Never
What
gonna-
you do is
I'm
you're
never gonna let that
told.
go.
You know what, you guys?
That's why she's silver. That's why she's silver, not gold.
Maybe that's a whole deleted
Because
scene. Yeah, she
maybe
had to
in
go
the
to
Star
Kylo's
Wars,
office,
maybe
talk
that's
him into
showing,
it.
They're showing to everybody what her standards are.
Yeah.
And in Star Wars world, the galaxy, whatever.
Star Wars.
I'm emotional putting shit together. Silver
Trek
is their
Wars.
magnum. So she's telling people, unless you can rock silver, you can't fuck with this.
She
You
calls
can't
me
fuck
Star
with it.
World, Jurassic World,
That's
and
it.
Star Wars together.
That's what happens.
Star
Jurassic
World.
Stars.
Jurassic
Swirl.
Stars. There you go.
Star swirls
There you go.
at Disney. You can buy it. It's $8 a scoop.
All right, good.
Watch
Star Wars.
So overall, we like this movie,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
we're
watch it
definitely
again.
looking forward
I'm
to
gonna
the
watch
next
it
one.
again.
It's
I'm glad that we
I'm
finally got to
excited.
talk about it. I won't be surprised if we start getting and you guys pay attention to comments. I want you guys to respond to any comments we get. 'Cause somebody's gonna hit us with a theory. Somebody's gonna say we're stupid,
Yeah.
and somebody's gonna agree. And
Or
we
somebody's
like
gonna
bring
pick at
so
me
many
about
things.
Can I
some
drop
Jewish
one of
Did
my
we miss-
theories that I
did we
shared
miss-
with you?
did we miss
On
a
people who
theory?
haven't
yeah.
heard it?
Before we
Yeah,
close,
yeah.
throw
I want
that
to
throw
drop
that theory
the
out
theory
there.
that I have. This little lady right here, she's going to be she's going to train with Luke. This little lady is also incredibly adept at the staff, which I think we are going to see another either double-bladed lightsaber or the lightsaber pike, where it's the staff and then the two blades at the end.
Yes.
But in the last scene, I don't know how many of you guys are like the Star Wars video games. If you've played any of them, if you've played The Force Unleashed, which is actually where they got Starkiller from. That was the main character in that. She's wearing an outfit in the last scene of the movie that is very reminiscent of his outfit in one of the scenes of the game, and I personally believe that the 8th movie we are finally going to see, since Mace Windu, another colored lightsaber. I think it's going to happen, and I think
Colored lightsaber.
Colored lightsaber.
yeah.
So did that not
Like
sound?
licorice?
I really
It
thought
sounded bad.
you said that over something else. Like, hey,
I mean, I know what
since
you
Mace
meant.
Windu, another colored Jedi. I was like, so we just went
Because
far back.
they're all a color. So
Yeah.
when you just said
He's a bright color.
a different color,
different color.
you said
But when-
colored.
Yeah, when you said that, and then you started with
I was
Mace
kinda
Didn't I
like-
say another colored?
No, you said colored lightsaber.
lightsaber.
But I knew what he meant.
And I was like,
Because I was sitting there like, we already
A
talked about
different
this.
color. I think we're
Ray
finally.
has blackface in the episode.
Yeah, it's like, and she's sitting there just getting ready. That's how the trailer starts.
The Predator
Must be a
music,
new-
she has the mud.
But
Maybe you did
No,
say it right, but
but
that's
the
how.
game,
I
the
got- I
games
know
and
what
the
you mean.
At least I
comics
don't
and
feel
everything.
so
like,
bad about.
there's always
'Cause
been a
my
yellow or
Jewish
an
face
orange
thing.
blade, and I think
I know
that's
how many
The
guys
prequels
do
had,
that.
I
Yes,
think,
I'm
every
kinda
single
like,
color,
what are you
right?
racist?
The
Like in the
prequel-
big
Like, no, I
fight in the
promise I
arena.
like
There
Jewish
was
No,
face.
the arena only had blue, green, blue and green. There was
Wasn't it
only
orange? There wasn't
no.
some orange?
There's the
haven't seen
screen
orange
time. We
yet.
have not seen orange or yellow.
She might get
Red,
orange.
blue, purple, and green are the only ones we've seen
Yeah,
on
yeah.
screen.
Or
And I
maybe the
think-
lightsaber will just be black.
And they also like
Christmas tree
they
looking.
also like redid the design of the lightsaber, the blade. They made it much crisper and cleaner
Yeah.
to contrast the static and the because it's basically how they described it as his lightsaber. He's not a Sith. He can't make a proper lightsaber. And then those sides is the exhaust of his
Yeah.
lightsaber coming out of the
Okay.
side.
Oh, nice. So that's what that's about.
That's what the side hilts are. But,
Yeah.
and he just kept it that way because he could have closed that
Yeah.
off. But I mean that looks
And it
fucking
doubles
sick.
like a
Yeah.
hilt.
Yeah,
It looks
it's
like
And
a
it
hilt.
looks like a sword.
Yeah.
Looks like a
Yeah.
sword hilt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much, yeah. I love it.
And then he did use it on Finn, I believe. And
Yeah,
then
He did.
stabbed him in the.
He was holding on the shoulder and just.
I mean, it is practical. I mean, for all the people who've got their fucking hands chopped off in Star Wars, you know, when you've got if you're holding something, you've got two guards right here. Like you're not
good.
you're not
Yeah.
getting your hand
Yeah,
cut
a
off.
lot
And
safer.
Finn
this
looked like
time.
his back got
this
sliced in
time,
half,
on the
right?
Yeah.
He got sliced up the
Look,
spine.
I thought they
know
killed
what
him
I thought
too.
maybe they killed
I
him.
thought they killed Finn right at the end too. I thought that was it. I was like, wow, that was a
They say
new
briefly
character
still has a
background.
heartbeat
Yeah.
as he was leaving. So
You think he's gonna be in the coma long? Think the 8th one?
No,
He's
I
gonna
think-
be
I think he
he's
has
gonna
a
wake up
more
like the
important
middle,
role.
like Agent Smith.
same thing with Hope. I think you're gonna
And
see
I feel
more
like there's
in
a
the next two
connection
movies.
that's gonna build between him and Ray.
I think he's in the friend zone though.
Oh yeah.
It was. He tried hard. He's like, so
He
you
got
got a
that- he got
boyfriend,
that
a cute
forehead
boyfriend?
kiss.
Yeah, he'll probably get a kiss on the
He
cheek.
was asleep. She
Yeah,
could
but-
have kissed him on the mouth.
They'll probably
we
get a
would
kiss on the
never
cheek
known.
and then find out
So
she's
that
his
was like her
sister.
true intent.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
like
no,
my brother.
but you never know. It could just be like
Yeah,
that
he got
now
friend-zoned
with
publicly.
friend-zoned
Maybe
right
she
now
is his brother.
because of everything that's going on.
Right.
And until things calm down, she's just like, you know what? You're the only person that's actually ever really gave a shit.
Oh,
You know,
you think
you
think women are capable of realizing when that great guy is right there in front of them?
No,
Eddie,
they're not.
Eddie,
They're not.
Eddie.
Okay,
This
sorry.
is Star
Oh,
Wars.
sorry.
This is Star Wars.
Sorry.
In the majority,
Sorry.
they're not.
This is Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm looking for a great guy. Only if I
that's-
can find
No,
out
I
where
think
he's
they're
at.
gonna hook up Ray with probably with Poe. They're gonna have a Princess Leia Han Solo thing.
Sorry.
That sucks.
Well,
right.
I mean,
It wouldn't.
I can't talk.
Or they could
because-
just have her not hook up with. They could just be a
could be an
a
alien.
badass female Jedi who doesn't like
Who doesn't
get
need-
with someone.
doesn't need a
doesn't
man.
need
I
no
don't need a
man.
man. That's
I
it.
don't need a man. I'm independent.
Nobody
Well, maybe
says
Paul
that
needs
she
a woman.
need a man, but that
I just use my lightsaber.
You know what? No.
I'll smell your lightsaber. That's basically what's happening.
No.
Luke,
Maybe Luke tells her
Luke
like
walks in like,
the
I heard
ways-
you training late last night. It's like, yeah, Luke. I
That was it.
training.
That was it.
I was training.
A Jedi can't love apparently.
Yeah,
was
okay.
training.
Yeah, they're
All
not
them
allowed
ridges
to-
and said she's gonna tear up her
They're not to
vagina.
love.
They're not allowed to love or attach.
She's like, I was
Maybe she'll be the
training,
finally the first goddamn Jedi to agree with that.
Clitori. I was on the planet Clitori training. And Luke was like, haven't heard
But
of
then,
that planet.
so then but that was kind of. That's,
You
I would
guys
actually
are
agree with
turning
that.
my whole point into
How the Jedi?
shit.
How do the Jedi?
I would actually like. I would really like them to break away from
They
that.
just want
I would
one-night
like them
stands
to
like Han
not
Solo.
Yeah.
give her. To,
That's why I'm like,
she
she
can
and
just
Han
be her
Solos
own. Like she
all
doesn't
over
need
the place.
to
You know
Hookers
why
are
I
against
say that?
Al-Qaeda.
It's because I like
romance.
not really a romance, but like an interracial thing. I would like to see that in a Star Wars movie.
I don't think.
Yeah, but you got aliens fucking other people.
Yeah, dude. Like,
they
it could
can't
still
get
happen.
any
the
more-
thing is,
Yeah, but that's not realistic.
we're so ingrained in like in this society in real
Someone
life.
just flipped out that the Human Torch was black. Like, I don't think we can go that far in that galaxy.
But the
yet.
thing,
Not
yeah,
ready.
the thing is that's the thing. Like interracial,
Couple I like
in the
stuff
Star
like
Wars
that.
universe is completely different because
Yeah.
there's so many different
Different
species
species.
of
yeah, that's
aliens.
what I'm saying. So they're already doing it, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Comic books, movies, everything.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I wanna see it. I wanna see Finn and Rey
You can.
together.
A little Star Wars
You want to
jungle
see it?
fever.
We can make this
Right?
happen
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
I got this. I got you.
Go ahead.
All right.
You
That
can
actually
find
be
Finn on your-
So,
That made me feel better. You know what? You
Wait,
didn't even
hold
have to lay her on her back. You need
oh,
to stop.
she takes charge. Bam.
They got bodyguards too.
Wait,
Oh,
what are
she
you
definitely.
doing?
That definitely would happen.
Wait!
Stop right there, criminal
The
scum.
Force!
I mean, she got mad when he tried to hold her hand twice. So
Yeah, stop.
He's like, why are you holding my hand?
Ray doesn't
I'm
need
like,
no
"Yeah."
man.
like how he wakes up from his coma and he's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yes."
It's like, are you
Are you okay? I
You
like
know?
that scene.
We have a-
and then
we
finally
beat
that
this
trailer
movie
shot
into the
made sense.
ground.
They kept
We've
showing that
reviewed
trailer
this.
shot.
And another
She's
thing to
helping
check
him
off
up.
the list, within the
I'm about to
15
bring it
minutes
to a close.
of Finn showing up on camera, he has abandonment issues. He keeps leaving people. Like, and he
He's
has
ready
no
to bounce.
kids, but if he did, he would have left them
I
twice.
got a dip.
Twice.
And you saw he left her.
He would have
was
come
like,
back and been like, I
gotta
can't
go.
do this
And he's
anymore.
not the best
Then
liar.
he saw the planets blow up. He's like, man, this is real. Yeah, I gotta go back for it.
No.
Like, he completely went from coward to I'm ready for anything.
And he's not the best liar either. Yeah. I'm part of the resistance. Yeah, sure.
And
And she made a
this is what
smile.
the
I always
resistant
thought
people
she
look
knew.
like.
And BB-8 was like,
Some of them.
This fool?
She made a smile like, really? I've never met any of you before. I almost thought that she knew he was gonna be lying, and she was just running with it. But it didn't seem to go that way.
He was
It's all right.
such a bad
He had to eventually
liar.
say it.
Well, I'm gonna bring it to a close because if I don't, we will talk forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Ever. So, everybody, please respond in the comments to everything you heard here. Throw out your theories. Let us know. I would thank you for joining us for an old school movie lingo discussion on Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I'm Eddie Lingo.
I'm Cody.
David.
I'm Iris.
Oh, and I'm Ron. He's not paying attention.
God damn it, new guy.
I wasn't, I was literally focused on what he told me. Stare at the cameras. I like,
We're doing it live.
Comment below if you know what you want Iris to name her baby.
Yes, Iris to name her baby.
Anyone who gives me $100 gets to name Iris.
Or you could just give me $100.
I'll give it to her,
let
maybe.
you-
And you'll
Pampers, right?
you'll
Diapers?
consider it. You'll
Go-
consider
You'll
it.
let
Diapers.
someone name your baby for $100?
No,
I'll
she'll
go get
just consider
$100 right now.
You get some sponsors.
You will
No,
have
not really.
you will have
If you
Kylo
name- if
Ren
you
as
name-
your baby.
Kylo Ren
There's
Flutie.
companies that you
Pepsi
named.
Junior.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren Flutie.
It's a girl, you guys.
Pepsi.
Kylo is a
That's
unisex
No.
name.
Yeah, Kylo can be a unisex name.
Kylo
No,
Jenner.
good.
Listen, we're out of here. Bye.
Do this.